told before, the Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire album. Like, I got that album because the Jamaican dude at work told me, like, you got to check out Rage Against the Machine. You're white. You have to like this.
You're white. You must like this.
Yeah. So I had got the album.
Dude, it'd be so effed up if you said, you're black. You must like this. Dude, that would have been effed up, dude.
Well, here's this Marvin Gaye. You have to like this.
Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, Smokey, what you seen, and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think, and I'll tell you what I thought. And we can talk about it all when we here on Trash Talk. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Trash Talkers Podcast.
We made it.
We made it, Smokey.
Yeah, we did.
Go ahead and talk about football for a minute.
Yeah, football, man. As of right now, we can't really talk about the Falcons, but it's been an interesting week, man. 2 weeks ago, there was a lot of upsets, a lot of lower-level teams beat up on some upper-level teams, and that was good. Falcons did get a win over the Eagles. We can talk about that. That was pretty good. But other than that, how have you been?
Man, I've been good, too. Okay, yeah, if y'all want to check out Smokey's football scenarios and his podcast, it's down in the description. But, nah, man, I've been good, dude. It's the holidays are... I just want to say, it's September.
Yeah.
And it's still
100 degrees.
Please, can we get some freaking cold?
We had those like 70-degree days, and we're like, oh, it's over. God. It's over finally. And then next week it rolls back into the upper 90s.
And you know what's crazy? I'm excited because I'm going to Mexico for Christmas with my parents, you know? And I'm like, oh, you know, it's probably going to be 70 in Atlanta. Well, I'm going south of the border. Probably gonna be about 95.
Yeah, you'll be back into the summertime weather.
I'm excited to spend my holiday with the family in a different country, but still.
But hey, it's almost Halloween season.
Almost Halloween.
Greatest time of the year, right?
Greatest time of the year. We might be doing 13 days of Halloween. Stick around.
That'd be fun.
Stick around. Stay tuned. But no. Today we got an interesting topic, y'all. But before we do that, of course, we always read the top 3 comments that comes from our previous podcast, which was your top desert island albums. So our number 3 most liked comment from that podcast comes out from Marshall Me World. Shout out to Marshall Me World. Shout out to you. Marshall Me World's top 3 desert album is The Beatles, Rubber Soul, Rush, Caress of Steel, and Black Sabbath, Master of Reality.
Oh wow, we've covered some Master of Reality.
Yeah. The number 2 most liked comment from that podcast comes out to Cindy7201. Shout out to you, Cindy7201. Tell your sister we said hey as well. Cindy says, hi guys, Hollywood, enjoy your vacation. My sister and I were in Chicago this past weekend. The last time we were there with Mom, she would not get on the Willis Tower sky deck, so all she would let us do was take a picture of her foot on the deck. We took a portrait of Mom with us, and now we have a picture of her with us on the deck. My 3 albums are Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, great choice, Michael Jackson, Thriller, and the Moody Blues, Days of Future Past.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, the number 1 most liked comment from that podcast, which is your top 3 desert album, comes from Metal Guru 85. Shout out to you, Johnny, team of the Trash Talkers. His is Deftones, White Pony.
Yeah.
Good choice. Tool, Lateralus.
Of course.
Good choice. Pink Floyd, The Wall. Good choice.
Wow. Yeah.
Johnny did add some honorable mentions like me and Smokey did as well.
Yeah.
He's got Slipknot, Volume 3, and System of a Down, Toxicity.
Oh, yeah.
And he says that'll be a good time on that island.
I bet it will be.
Yeah, sounds like
Man, if you can get a group of people on the desert island, though, and they all bring their top 3, you're good to go.
How long are we on this island, though?
I mean, I'm guessing it's indefinitely.
Damn.
Like, you could get off. You just don't know when.
It's like once the food, water, and booze is gone, everybody's like, all right, let's go.
You would hope there's like a lot of coconuts and, you know, some kind of stuff growing that you could eat. Maybe you could forage and hunt, you know, do whatever.
Who's making the fire?
Oh, I could do that.
What if it's on a tropical island though, like where everything's wet?
If it's like a rainforest.
Yeah, like a rainforest island. Then what?
I mean, there's still ways to get around that.
Yeah.
You just have to put it in a space where it can dry out, you know. It'll be tough, but we can figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Now, today's topic, Smoke Dog. Give it to us.
Yeah, it was actually a suggestion on one of our previous podcasts that we should do a podcast about memories attached to music.
This one is a good one. And shout out to you who suggested that we do this topic on this podcast. Again, guys, leave us some topics we should touch on here on the podcast because this one's an interesting one.
It's basically about how music is the soundtrack to our lives.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because do you ever do that? Like when you reminisce on the old times, you think about, oh man, there was that song.
Yes.
That's specifically attached to that point in time.
Yes.
Yeah, so many are like that, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the younger days. It feels like those moments are kind of fading as you get older, right?
I've got
other than doing what we do here.
Okay, so I was gonna say I've got one that has happened in my adult career in my mid to late 30s, but then there's also one that happened kind of in my early 30s. But may I give my first one if you don't mind?
Go for it.
So, before we do that, I do want to touch on the fact that music is the sound. Remember I asked you a trivia one time, and I was like, "There's a phobia
of music.
Of music.
Yeah.
Like."
And how do those people relate there?
Oh my!
Oh, they probably don't attach music to their memories. It's like how do blind people dream?
Yeah, I mean,
like how do they?
Oh, I got a question for you. What flavor is a flaming hot Cheeto?
What flavor?
What flavor is a flaming hot Cheeto?
You would think like not really a buffalo.
That's what I'm saying. What?
Spicy nacho, I guess.
Spicy?
Like buffalo nacho?
I don't know.
Chipotle
I don't
nacho?
know. I don't know. I mean, someone said hot, but I'm like, that's not really a flavor.
Yeah.
Like you think teriyaki,
flavor, though,
ranch, honey
if
mustard.
you think of flavors though, like savory or umami or spicy or sour or bitter, you could label it spicy, but
I bet on the bag it says spicy flavored chips.
Yeah.
But is spicy technically a flavor?
Not. I mean, it's not a specific flavor. It's a feeling.
I figured. But speaking of feeling, if you guys know what flavor of Flaming Hot Cheeto is, let me know. But no, speaking of feeling, you're right. Those people who have that phobia to music, it's like if that's what you're, I guess, are you diagnosed with phobias?
Yeah, you can be.
Okay, well if that's
a lot of those things is easy to diagnose yourself.
That's a fact. If you happen to have that particular phobia, I'm sorry, I love you. That's a life I wouldn't want to live.
Yeah.
I need music.
Yeah.
And in this particular podcast as such, we're attaching memories that I have a lot. Not necessarily a lot of songs, but also genres and, things that if I hear a song, my brain's like, it immediately takes me back. I give you a prime example, like smells. Like if you smell something like, oh, I remember being at grandma's house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Do you get that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Dude, this is kind of off the topic, but
I just brought up what flavor is a flaming hot Cheeto, so go ahead, brother.
I remember being at my grandma's house, and when I was a kid, I would get deja vu a lot for some reason at my grandma's house. It seemed like the only place I would ever get it. I don't know. Like I said, that's completely off topic, but
why do you think that was, though?
I have no idea. It's almost like in my 7-year-old mind, I equated it to like I had these sets of scenarios already laid out in my head somehow, and I'm just, once I go through it, I'm like, oh yeah, there's the scenario I was thinking of.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Oh, but real quick, another off the topic thing. You know those candies every grandma has in their purse that it looks like a watermelon? It's got the
oh yeah, the strawberries.
No one here can name the official name of that candy.
Oh, none of them. No.
What is that candy called?
They're good though.
They're fire.
They got that chewy center in them. Oh.
What is that called?
I have no idea.
Everybody just calls them the strawberry candies. I'm sure there's a name. But with music, it's like, okay, so me going into my first one. All right. Yeah. So, all right. My first official relationship. My first official person that I said I love you to. Yes, I was young, puppy love and all that cool stuff. I was in Florence, South Carolina, where I was born, but I was spending the summer. I would go there occasionally every other summer to spend with the white side of my family. And shout out to her. I won't mention her name, but there, how I'm a Southern rapper. I like Southern rap music. Now, during this time, I'm in Florence, which is very southern, and then I meet this girl, and we met at a skating ring. I might have been 12, 13 years old, I don't know, but I remember us like just hugging at a skating ring. That's all it was. It was just hugging, maybe a kiss here and there. But there was a song, I don't know if you remember it. It's by Eric Sermon. And the reason I remember it so much is because I was not a fan. I'm still not really a fan of Yankee rap or New York rap. Sorry, New York rap. Eric Sermon with it was sampled Marvin, just like music. Da 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 da. Bro, when that the way Marvin Gaye la da 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 da. Me and her, I remember it vividly. Me and her were, and this is you remember your first true love, right?
Yeah.
I just remember me and her on a skating ring. Everyone's skating around us. Me and her in the middle, just holding each other, and everyone's just skating around us, and we're just
feeling like you finally grown up, huh?
Bro. But the fact that she knew a song that's from up there, I know this song that I don't listen to from up there, and we're both singing for some reason. That's one of the greatest like memories I have to music. It's not a genre of rap that I enjoy, but that feeling that I had, it was just like, I felt like the Titanic.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just like, I don't know. It's hard to. It was.
I get it.
It's like, and everyone else is just skating, and me and her just.
You got that oxytocin pumping, and you're like, oh God, I'm in love.
Yeah, and we're doing the same moves, the exact, and saying the same. Shout out to you, man. And
absolutely.
It was a good time, man. It was a good time.
Dude, when I used to hang out with this dude named Wyatt, that he had stopped going to school. I think he actually came back to school. He's one of those people that dropped out and came back to school later.
You were 19 in the 10th grade.
But yeah, I had just started driving at this time. I was a little younger than he was, but somehow we met up and we became friends really quickly, and we were just spending days together driving around in my car, you know.
LTD?
No, this was the Thunderbird, the 86 Thunderbird.
Bro, you had some badass classic cars.
Yeah. Oh, man, I missed that car. I had so much fun in that.
Oh, was this your first car?
Yeah. Well, not technically. It was my first car that I actually drove, though. My grandmother gave me a 78 Thunderbird also, but I didn't want it because it was that weird 70s green color.
That puke green.
Yes. And I was like, oh, I don't want that. But, you know, my grandmother was giving it to me, and I'm like, But she saw that I didn't really wanted it, so she traded it for an 86 Thunderbird, which was a little more my style, better color. It was a champagne color, and I was like, I'll drive that one now.
Shout out to Grandma Ramirez.
Yeah, she was really nice for doing that. But so my first days, you know, I'd just gotten my license. We'd go out riding around because in those days, you just got your license. You didn't have anything to do. You just go out riding, right? So you got to be playing music while you ride. And Unpredictable, my Mystical, was out, and that was the big thing at that time because No Limit was huge, and that was his second album on the label. And man, we used to go around playing that. Dang, there's so many cuss words. I don't know that I could sing it here, but it was like, motherfucker, god damn it, motherfucker, god damn, yeah,
motherfucker, god. I know exactly what song you're talking about.
Yeah, we used to ride around because I had a system in the car, you know, the subwoofers and everything. We would just go around town blasting it. And like soon as it was over, we would play it again.
Dude,
just over and over and over.
And what's crazy, you driving this car that your grandma done traded in. You feeling like Mystical's talking about you.
Yo,
motherfucker, god damn it. You drive that thinking, I'm that is.
Yo, exactly.
Heck yeah, man.
You pull up beside people at the red light, like, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Motherfucker, god damn it. And they be like, what the fuck I ain't listening to?
And you try, you like, hey, they looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, make sure they look. Turn it.
You see, roll that window down a little more. Yeah. What up? Yeah.
Oh, Heavenly Father, roll off, man. I Man, there's so many, dude. My next one, dude, I got,
a
bro.
ton of 'em.
Man, see, before we started this off camera,
Yeah.
Smokey was like, man, I'm trying to think if I'm like, dude, I know you do.
Yeah.
As much music as
Once I started thinking about it, I was like, oh, God,
yeah,
there's a million of them.
we could probably make this a 5-hour podcast,
Yeah.
man. But I'm thinking of some of my big ones. Was now another one for me, dude, was so I've been making my own music for a long time. I mean, what Smokey will tell you, I used to make music on a freaking with the headset.
The PC
A
mic?
PC mic, but I tried every effect to make it sound as professional as I could. And here, I'll give Trash Talker exclusive here. Before my name was Hollywood,
Below freezing.
below freezing, and oh man, literally in this studio right here, right over there, I had oh my God, I'll never forget it. My parents went to work, and I made my album cover on like Microsoft Paint or something, and I put myself on this big old glacier. I'm like this tall, the glacier, and I'm like below freezing. That was like my second album, but I mean, as a kid, you're taking pride in that. You're passing it around.
Oh, yeah.
But me listening to rap at such a young age, and my mom playing certain things, but I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So my first time hearing Pink Floyd, when I heard Pink Floyd, it's either Pink Floyd or the Beatles, but my first time hearing Pink Floyd, that took me out. It opened my brain. It's like, listen, there is more to offer when it comes to music than just rap.
Yeah.
And Pink Floyd did it, dude. I Wish You Were Here. When I first discovered Wish You Were Here, I might have been 12, 13. But I just remember on my bed, I don't know what radio. It might have been 97.5? No. It was some local.
What station that played it?
It was
99. No,
90.
99.7.
No, it wouldn't have been.
It wouldn't have been
95.
99X. I think they played newer stuff.
It was something in the. It was like a classic
96 rock.
There you go.
Yeah,
96 rock. That came,
makes sense,
and
yeah.
I heard it, and I just remember dun 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 dun. And I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm a fan of screwed, slowed music. And when I heard that dun, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then dun 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 dun. And I'm like, this is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And then and this is not the early days of the internet, but like right during like LimeWire, Napster. And I'm like, who sings this song? And I'm like, Pink Floyd. I'm like, that's a weird name. Which one's Pink? You know, like, which one's Pink? Then I find
By the way.
which one's Pink? Then I find Have a Cigar. Then I'm like, okay, this is dope. But then I'm like, wait, there's an album called Dark Side of the Moon, and I remember it, the image of it, the diamond with the thing and the rainbow coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I've seen kids in school wear that. So I'm listening to it, and I'm like, dude, this is like something I've never heard of. They're hitting different polyrhythms. They're hitting different notes. They're playing different instruments. They're not on beat the way that I'm used to hearing it.
Yeah.
So I accredit Pink Floyd with opening my brain to say, listen, there is more to life than just rap.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember vividly where I was at. On that bed, 99X. No, what was it?
96 rock.
96 rock.
Yeah.
On my bed, 96 rock, maybe 12, 13 years old, however old I was. And I'm just like, dude, this is incredible.
Yeah.
So that's one of the moments where I'm like, I stopped being ignorant to one genre of music.
Yeah. I don't know. I was always a hip hop head, but kind of the thing that got me a little farther out, like it was kind of a soft out of hip hop. I mean, I was still into hip hop, of course, still to this day, but like I've told before, the Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire album. Like, I got that album because the Jamaican dude at work told me, like, you got to check out Rage Against the Machine. You're white. You have to like this.
You're white. You must like this.
Yeah. So I had got the album.
Dude, it'd be so effed up if you said, you're black. You must like this. Dude, that would have been effed up, dude.
Well, here's this Marvin Gaye. You have to like this. But, so I had got the album from a dude at school. I don't remember. I traded him something for it. I don't remember exactly what album I traded for it. But I was like, man, dude says that this is like the best rock rap in the world. So I was like, I got to hear it. So took it over to Big Mike's house that night, and we put it in the CD player, and we played GoldenEye all night long while that entire album just kept on repeat, like all night long. And I was like, dude, I see what he's talking about. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
Like, it's metal, but it's also rap.
Yeah.
And this is perfect.
Let me ask, how old were you at that time?
16 maybe.
Oh wow, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you
the album had been out for quite some time by that
hell,
point.
mine "Wish You Were Here" came out
Yeah.
in '75.
Yeah.
But so was Rage your Pink Floyd for?
Yeah, kind of.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's
that was the first time I was like seeking something outside of just straight rap.
so that's so crazy when you think about it, is because you're white. How could you not
Yeah.
know Pink Floyd?
You have to like this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me being half black, half white, it's like, how could you not kind of know Pink Floyd? Like,
Yeah.
But I didn't really get into Rage until actually we started doing
Yeah.
Rappers React.
Yeah.
It's so weird how that works, man.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you think you got? What is it that intrigued? Was it just your Jamaican friend that said, "Hey, you're white, you should"?
Oh,
like
dude, that's how I discovered all new music back then. Somebody else saying, you have to hear this.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, that it wasn't long after that. Like, I went to that Limp Bizkit show.
Well, let me ask you this: when you got into Rage, did it
Mhm.
open a whole box for you, Pandora's box? Was like, okay, what's after this?
It's like new metal stuff.
You know what I really want to ask you?
Mm.
Because one fond memory I have with Pink Floyd being a softer, slower type music, I started to seek out other things like it. Hence the Beatles.
Yeah.
Hence Elliott Smith. I got to see a Rose.
Oh,
Pivotal
yeah.
moment in my life. When I found out what Sia Rose was, I was hooked. What got you to Sia Rose?
It was the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh Lord, that was 3 years ago. I'm
no,
joking.
hell
Go
no.
ahead.
This was 2014 or something like that. 2013.
How'd that get you on there?
Oh, there's just some dude on there talking about. He was like, they were talking about Radiohead or whatever. And
Oh,
this guy was like, "Have you heard the Iceland version of Radiohead?" And he was like, "Man, this is like angelic singing or whatever."
Beautiful.
I was like, "Dude, I gotta hear what the hell that sounds like."
Man.
And then I heard that Olsen song, and I was like, "Oh my god, this might be the greatest music ever."
I mean, it's so crazy how me and you were so like narrow-minded, like rap,
yeah.
only rap,
Yeah.
only rap.
Yeah, well, when you're young, that's what it is, right? It's like, I'm affiliated with this. I don't go into that stuff. I'm affiliated with this. I keep it at this. And, it's like, oh, that's cringy if you go outside of this box. But once you start going outside the box, you're like, oh, man, this is pretty good stuff.
Outside of this box.
Then you're
is
like, I
kinda
don't want to
cool.
tell anybody, but I'm listening to this.
Oh, dude, there's been plenty of man. Do you know what dream techno is?
Mm-mm.
Dream techno is like, techno. You obviously got the
Yeah. Yeah.
Dream techno is more like it does have the, but it's got like the chillest piano, like doom doom doom, like the
Yeah.
Baby Metal song that we says is like a perfect song.
Oh, yeah, Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah, Dust Till Dawn,
Yeah.
but just put a, but it's got those angelic pianos, and
Yeah.
I would go to sleep to that, dude. And what's crazy, like I was a big fan of like opera and classical. I'm walking around school. Below freezing at the time. Oh man, he must be listening to some beats. I'm
Yeah.
playing Beethoven 17 freaking. I'm over there but it's weird how we want to hide it.
Yeah,
But
it is.
what's
yeah.
that about, you think?
Because that's the way it is. Like, when you got a social group in school, you're like, we listen to this stuff. We don't listen to that stuff because that's for those other people, and we don't like those other people. It's us versus them mentality. You have it in music as well.
Great Pink Floyd song, by the way. Us and Them.
Yeah,
Great song.
Yeah.
Another one, man. We could talk forever.
Oh,
about
I
this
know,
one,
dude. I got so many more.
Another one, man, is. So, this might have been right after the whole Pink Floyd discovery and the Beatles rabbit hole I went through, and I went through the Sia Rose and the Elliott Smith and the Ani DeFranco and the Radiohead and the Smashing Pumpkins, and then my mom's like, "Oh, I hear you listen." She's like, we went on a family vacation to, I think it was somewhere in South Carolina, and going to see family, but we stayed in a hotel, and I had a cassette player, not even a CD. It was a cassette player, the big yellow one, remember?
Yeah.
And she's like, just play this on the way there. Purple Rain, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
I mean, Purple Rain,
Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah.
I play it the whole time, and I'm like, who's this Prince guy? And I'm literally, and from here to where we were going to South Carolina is a 4-hour drive, so I'm playing this, and I'm like, wow. And I'm looking at my mom like, I felt like my mom betrayed me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you've had this for this long and you're just now showing me this?
Dude, I got a Prince story too. I didn't really get into Prince until I went up to Detroit one time, and we recorded and did a few things up at the Lotus Pod. And while we went to the bowling alley one night, and it's like one of those late nights, where it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're riding in the back of the car like dozing off.
Yeah, that was me.
And Purple Rain played. I knew what Purple Rain was. I mean, I remember the movie from when I was a kid.
Great movie.
But then it's like one of those nights where you're fading in and out of consciousness, and you hear it, and you're like,
I know what
so
part
good.
got you. I know what part that.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the part that gets you,
dude. When I got back home, I went through and like burned a bunch of Prince stuff
Yes.
onto an album and listened to it over and over.
Yeah, and
especially Purple Rain. I was like, this is the greatest music.
that
ever.
whole album is fire, dude. I think I can't remember. God, if I thought long enough, I'd know that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that song. He's like, "Do you want him?
Do
Do you want me? 'Cause I want you." Like, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I want you, man.
Yeah.
But where I was going on that back from that trip, like it was at the time where I'm with my stepbrother, my stepsister. So my parents had their room, we had our room, and there was a 24-hour pool. So I'm down to like 2-3 o'clock in the morning in the pool, just sitting there, trying not to get my cassette dirty, or cassette wet. And then I'm just sitting there like, God, I was kind of mad at my mom. Like, how dare you leave this for me? And she's like, you weren't ready. You weren't ready, but I see you were ready. But then to take it full circle, maybe about 7-8 years after that, Prince came to Atlanta, and I want to say it was like the Lakewood Amphitheater. Mm-hmm. And Prince, dude, if that would have been genius if he did that. But he did Purple Rain, the hit songs, Little Red Corvette, Purple Rain, and it started raining.
Yeah,
it was no rain at all. But when he did Purple Rain, imagine seeing Prince with that hair, where you've had moments in a freaking 3 o'clock in the morning listening to it on your yellow cassette, and you're seeing it with your own eyes. There has been I feel like Prince planned it, was like, all right, hold on. There's a 39% chance of rain. 90% chance of rain at this time. And I'm just like, this is the greatest thing ever, dude.
Absolutely.
Music, man.
Dude, it's so good. Man, I remember a breakup, like my first real big breakup, like when you're old enough to have like a real relationship, where you're actually spending all your time together and like.
Please don't tell me it's the Iman song.
Nah.
F what you said, I don't want you back.
Yeah.
Come on, how the hook go? Hold on.
What you said.
No, that's the later part. It's telling
the-
all those friends might as well throw them out. F all those kisses, they didn't mean jack. F you, I don't want you back.
It was something like that though, because remember people used to go over to billiards and shoot pool. Like there was only a few hangouts back in those days. You'd either go to the movie theater, hang out in the parking lot all night. You'd go to the bowling alley, hang out in the parking lot there all night. You only spend a little bit of time actually in these places. You hang out in the parking lot, right?
Parking lot pimping.
Yeah. Maybe on the weekends you could go up to Buckhead and go to the clubs or something. But so we used to go to billiards, and they had that jukebox, and like there was an eclectic mix of people that would hang out at billiards. Everything from the old drunks, the old hippies and whatnot,
the bikers.
Yeah, they had a weird mix of songs on the jukebox, and there was 2 songs that once this happened, I just had to play back. It was Puddle of Mud. What was the name of that song? Oh God, what was it? Did I write it down? Hold on. I didn't write it down. What was the Puddle of Mud song? Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Damn, what song?
It was
Puddle of Mud. What song are you talking about? I feel like I know what you're talking about.
It was called Blurry.
Didn't we do that?
Can you take it all away? Can you take it all away? Shut it in my face. Dude, there was that song, and then there was the 3 Days Grace.
I got one too.
What was it? Why do I love you? I hate everything about you. It was the first time I was like, I'm going over to that jukebox and I'm actually gonna play those 2 songs.
They probably be like, please stop playing these. How many times you play them?
Oh, at least 5.
Oh
6
Lord, them
each.
bikers was like,
this song again.
Godly, man,
Dude, I actually went. That was the first time I went to the jukebox to actually play specific songs because they didn't have a lot of songs on there that I would be listening to anyway. You know.
I feel like
Unless
you
I
was
wanted to hear
asking your
some Seal or.
I feel like you asked your homeboy, hey bro, you got another quarter I can borrow real quick?
Yeah.
I got another quarter I can throw.
Like, hold on. Before you start that game off, you gotta let me see a
here you
couple
go,
of those
here you go.
quarters, man.
Let's see what song he's gonna put on now.
I
Lord
hate
God.
everything about you.
It's been 9 times. We get it. You
I'm
broke
just sitting
up.
right there like, I hate everything about you.
I got a similar, man. It's so weird how I got one too. And we can end it on this one, but with one of actually my more recent relationships, you know how it is when you're in love and you got someone that you just like connect with.
Yeah.
She put me on a song that I knew from back in the day, but she brought it back up. It's the Third Eye Blind. How's it gonna be when you don't know me?
Yeah.
Hey,
How's it gonna be
when you're not around?
How's it gonna be?
But dude, I mean, we had some nights to that song, dude.
Yeah.
And the whole time when she's playing it with me, I'm like, man, this is just such a good song. Like, just holding, like, ooh. And then we go our separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, man, that's a fire song. Let me play it. And I remember driving, dude. I was driving on the way to my mom's house, and I put it on. I'm like, hearing, and then I'm actually listening to the lyric. How's it gonna be when you don't know me? How's it gonna be when I'm not around between you and me?
Yeah.
I'm like, she's not around anymore. Like, this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And like, and it hit me, dude. It was like, I busted out into tears.
There's not a lot in hip hop that you could play for those kind of emotions. Like, there are some sadder hip hop songs, but it's just not a big selection like that.
I mean, and I feel bad even saying that. I mean,
There's definitely some sad songs, but I mean, like, I don't know. Like, what are you gonna play? Like,
I mean,
put on some Immortal Technique.
No,
when you got a broken heart?
No. Like, if knock on wood, if I have. Oh, I don't even want to speak that. But if my mother, I don't want to continue saying it. If I could play Dear Mama.
Yeah.
Dear Mama. I mean, she wasn't that. She wasn't
there's some Tupac songs for sure.
Man, I mean, there's some.
Master P, ain't no woman like my mama.
Man,
Ain't no woman like my mama.
Oh, dude, I got another one. It's kind of effed up, but I do have a sentimental feel to it. No, I've never been in this situation, but god dang, my tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. Like, it's
morning raindrops up my window.
Even though the subject matter is a little,
you probably have to go straight to the actual Dido song.
Yeah, I mean, God,
which, I don't know. It's kind of has a whole different meaning to it, though.
I mean, man, Dido's got some good songs too, dude.
How did it go?
What?
I wanna thank you for giving me the best day of my life.
That's a good song.
It is.
And I want to thank you.
Yeah.
Great song, man.
Well, where is she? Is that a one-hit wonder? Where did she go?
No, dude, the tea's gone cold.
That's the same song.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, that's the same song.
Okay, I'll let you ride with it. Maybe it is. Damn,
Yeah.
I might think. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. But God, that feels weird calling Dido one hit wonder.
Yeah, it kind of is though.
Fuck. Man, dang. I mean, I don't know.
If it wasn't for Eminem, she might not have had that hit.
Damn, is that really the same song? That's crazy if it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like there's gotta be some. Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. There's a few rap songs that I'm thinking about. Because for some reason, I equate most of my songs with either love or like something bad that happened.
Yeah.
Something bad that happened or love.
Yeah.
You know, I got one.
Yeah.
If y'all know, y'all know. Love in the Mouth by Kilo Ali. And it's not because of that.
Okay.
It's just during that time in a certain relationship, that happened to be the song that everyone was playing.
Yeah.
It's not because of the subject, but it's like, damn, that song brings back memories. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you probably got an
yeah.
ICP song that's like, damn, that song brings back.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember. It was when I was really getting into horrorcore, and I was just discovering all these new artists. And we used to go like some late nights. We'd go hang out on the dirt road at Butler Bridge.
Ooh,
that was the haunted area.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You go out there in the middle of the night. There's nobody around for a mile in any direction.
You about to tell us that satanic cult story?
No, but I could. That was a fun night, though, man.
What song was y'all playing then? Right through the depths of the dark in the hallways.
No, but there was the Dark Lotus album has just dropped, and we got there, and it's in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of the night. And it was like, call upon your gods, pray for them to help you.
Who's
Call
Dark
upon
Lotus
your
album?
gods.
What's that?
It was like a super group with ICP and Twisted and all the other guys.
Okay.
But yeah, and so we'd go out there, and I'm like, oh, find other people that were into it too, and they're like, oh, well, let's check out Gangsta Nip, and Spice One, and they're like, what do you know about 3-6? God damn it, I knew about 3-6 before you were born, Mom.
Man.
Shut up.
Damn, I don't know about before you was born, but god dang.
We were the same age.
I know, yeah. Bro, we born in the same hospital next to each other. How's that possible? Man. No.
They were like, Brother Lynch? Like, yeah, so you just out there for hours just playing stuff in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
Dude, for me, most of it comes in the middle of the night.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
it's
when that DMT starts flowing.
Yes.
It just hits different.
Dude, think about, I mean, me and you have made great songs, many more to come. But one of our best songs that I think me and you have done, which I started at night, and then you came in on the fourth one, Tonight.
Oh, Tonight.
The name of the song is called Tonight, and we made it at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and for me to I made 3 versions, and I'm like, bro, you got to get on. There's something about at the night. And I don't know, you're right. It's something like your brain starting to release DMT and
those chemicals flow at night, and the music just hits
different, man.
And so, it needs to be after midnight. Those 1, 2 o'clock. Like for me, like riding, like if
I was just about to say
riding in a van, like on tour, or you just in the backseat of the car, somebody else driving, and you just kick back and a song comes on, and you're like, oh my god, this is the greatest song ever.
That's like with Vaporwave. When I hear that Macintosh Plus song, dude.
Yeah.
Also, man, one that I have to say is one, and I think you would agree with me here. When we did Sober.
Yeah.
Like when our first reaction that we did here, Tool Sober, that is a memory that I will never forget.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I think we were doing a podcast, and then I think after the podcast, he was like, "Have you heard of this guy?" Like, he was like, "You got to see this," and I'm like, "Well,"
I was like, "It's going crazy on." And the thing is, the song had been out for 20 years
I
at
know.
that time.
and I'm thinking this is about to be like some wild, and you're like, "You gotta watch."
Like, no, this is blowing up on the internet. Let's watch this and see what everybody's talking about.
So we throw the camera on, and I'm like, what the heck are we watching? But even though we didn't necessarily get it at the time, look at where we are now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something where I will. It's a memory.
It was fascinating enough to where we were like, well, let's do more.
The dude's he was in whitey tighties.
No, he was in one of them old school like Long John things, man.
Was he?
Yeah, the red one. And he's all like tearing at it.
Oh, that is right. Where he was doing. Yeah, you're right. He was
playing the character, and we were like, "Is he really special?"
I do remember that now, man.
I was like, I don't know. I think that's a gimmick.
I don't know, dude. If y'all haven't seen our first Tool reaction, go check that out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ignorance in there because we really didn't know anything about Tool.
Yeah, we didn't. We weren't hip on it. We weren't as professional. We didn't know where our lane was at the time.
Yeah.
We found our lane and we try to stay in it as much as possible, man. Man, this was an interesting one, Smoke.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Music, and memories go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
I bet we could sit for another hour.
I got more queued up right now.
I could go for another hour, 2-3 hours, man. The Trash Talkers, listen, we know you guys have some memories that are associated with music, or music that is associated with memories that have big impacts on your life. Let us know down in the comments.
Yeah.
Me and Smokey have given you some of ours. Please, we'd love to hear some of y'all's.
God, it's so fun.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Tell us. We're all ears. Y'all know we're in the comments.
What song did you fall in love with at 3 o'clock in the morning?
What was your favorite driving song?
Yeah.
What was your favorite song to party to? What was your favorite song to cook to?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got a favorite workout song?
You know what's crazy is when we would tour, we'd like all around the country, people would give us their little demo albums, you know, and we'd play them in there. I wish I could find, because every now and then you'd find a gem in there.
You'd be like, oh, that's right.
You'd be like, this is so good. And I don't know who those artists are these days. They probably never made it. Like, I would love to find some of those artists again, some of those songs that were just so good that we never heard again.
What's crazy is that I've had that happen before. There was a group called Unforgiven, and they only had one song on this little CD, and I think the instrumental and the clean version. But I don't know if you remember it, but it was like, do like I do, I get buck on the throw up your sign and buck on the It was before Crime Mob. I'm like, man, who was that, bro? I searched it. It took me a lot of searching.
You found it?
I found it.
Oh,
I've been jamming, and it sounds just as like it was done on a tape, but that's fire, man. But
dude, so many of them were, but there was some gems and all that.
100%. Y'all, please give us some of y'all stories down in the comment section. Again, the top 3 comments will be read on the next podcast we do. And you got anything else smoked up?
Nah, I think that's it for this week.
That's it. This was a good one, guys. Thank y'all for spending some time with us today. And with that being said, my name is Barringer Hollywood 6. Bye.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez.
And we are
over and out. Deuces. Yeah, boy. I'm gonna start searching for artists now.